Okay, looks like looks like we're good to go. Let's fire up Unity. Literally just finished pushing the Git repo. And let's bring it up on here. There. Okay, audio's good. Cool. Announcements. I'm not gonna make an announcement here. Back on for another late night stream. Making the horror game for Halloween. And then I did change some settings on here as well. Oops. Oh, let me change this. Can I change it during the broadcast? Okay, good. Great. So I also changed the latency, and hopefully, since I'm running everything through OBS now, it has its own little like space to fill out the stream information. John Jiro said, "Bazinga, bazinga." Okay, I think this is all Gucci. Oh, and then I could click this for the stream URL. Okay, there we go. Wonderful. Bazinga, 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 bazinga. What do we have on this list? So I didn't make the list of things to do because the list is already good enough. I think what I have to eat is that I'm not really sure how to program this game in a way where I can easily test conditions. Like, I'm just thinking, like, how the fuck do you play test a game like Stanley Parable, Disco Elysium? Even I'm thinking like Fallout 3, you know, where it's like, how do you test some like hyper specific side quest like in the middle of the game, you know? Like just all of the conditions that need to be right for things to make sense. I guess the answer is just hard work and determination. All right, so the thing that we're going to be working on tonight is door functionality and then making the husband. So I think I can go to sleep peacefully tonight if I could at the very least have it so that the game starts with that dialogue thing, your baby crying, the husband at the door knocking, and it's like locked, and then you unlock it and it lets him in, and then yeah, and then when it lets him in, you have a conversation. You have the first few lines of dialogue with your husband, and maybe I get to the point where I'm actually writing legit dialogue tonight. I don't know if that's something that's interesting to be putting on stream, but maybe I could do it. Writing the dialogue has been interesting because basically I asked ChatGPT to give me instructions on how to write like old English or archaic English sounding dialogue. So I asked it for like a big list of old-timey phrases, of common vocabulary that aren't common anymore, and stuff like that. And I've just been sort of picking and choosing, and then occasionally I'll write some kind of like boring dialogue, and I'll say like, what are other ways to say this? And then I'll sort of interpret all these things and write something that hopefully sounds like it makes sense here. I'm not letting ChatGPT write any of the actual script, but I'm just using it to learn how to write archaic dialogue because I think it's at least a good source for language learning and history. So there's that. I just waste hours playtesting. Yeah, God. I'm trying to also get better at that. I'm trying to get better at effective playtesting. Okay, so first on the list is doors. Let's just get to it. So I think if I go in here, this door, it is already basically set up. Door frame, door, and is this local? Great, wonderful. I think I might even be able to just go Playmaker, add FSM, use template, door. Objects, door standard, rotate. Cool. Call this door. And I think this all is still fine. Let's make sure that it works though. Box collider, it's in on environment. I believe it should be set to default, just the door. Let me just go through this really quick. This door gets the rotation, blah, blah, blah. Closed, door open. Get position of player. I think that getting this should be character. And I'll add a separate FSM object, right? And it targets the door. Okay. And we'll put this up here. Strangers. Finally the chat box loads. Already showing off your template usage, I see. Only way to do it, baby. Only way to do it. And by the way, the door template is available on the ecosystem. I made that as one of the first sort of ever templates that you could download for Playmaker. They had... Can I select it from here? The ecosystem has always had this filter option for templates, but not until 2022, I believe. Maybe 2021. Not until I came along. After fucking 10 years, over 10 years of having templates as a thing, there was never any templates on the ecosystem. But now you can download my player move, player look, door, light, and maybe a couple other things. I've stolen many of your templates. Good. They're there to use. They're there to use. Okay, so object does character, great. Door. Let's just test it. Let us just test the fucking thing. Play unfocused. And I'm gonna mute it so we don't have to hear this baby crying. Okay. I guess for this I don't need to start the story, right? I could just start as is. Okay. So do I have to invert to open away angles? Weird. I wonder if it's being agnostic to even... Okay, let's see what's happening. I'm not even using it. Oh, no. I am. Door. Okay. It gets me, the player. But it always seems to, even with invert angles... Oh, hold on. If I invert angles, close the door, turn off the FSM, then turn it back on, then do it. There we go. And does it work this way? Yes. Okay, I just need to invert the angles. Okay, select that. And then I'm going to go to Game Manager and turn off story progression. And I'm going to... Let's say on story progression. We make the screen go to black, so it's not by default on black. So under Dialog Manager, let's go to Dialog Manager, go to Solid Color Panel. In here, we'll make a new screen space slash space set to black. Okay. I guess I could just do this. Set property, color, color, black. Okay. And then by default, it'll just be transparent. So we can see shit during the game. Jesus. Excuse me. Oh my god. Okay. Screen set to black. So in story progression, I'll put that at the top. Send event. Broadcast all. Screen set to black. Okay. Finally, the chat box load. Are you trying to? Sorry, I got a little lost in the sauce for a second. Are you trying to open the door in the direction you're facing? I was, and template works fine. Okay, so I did lower the latency, but I realized that I do also need to move my phone back a little closer to my peripheries. Otherwise, I still forget to look at chat. Also, I got lost in the sauce. If so, it's a dot product. Yes. And bless you, thank you. Nice boxers, brother. These aren't boxers, baby. These are shorts. Wave my little booty around. Got boxers underneath this, though. These are just my booty shorts. Bro, I love booty shorts. I've been like on the lookout for like a good pair of booty shorts for a while. These ones are okay. These ones aren't bad. They're missing pockets. I like the way they look of them. I like the look of them, but the lack of pockets bums me out. Lager Mouse, aloha. Aloha, mighty SSDN folks. How's it going? What's up? Chaley Whaley. Oh man, we're getting a twerk show. Yeah. This is that kind of stream. YouTube's gonna ban me next, right? Because I'm just gonna spread hole. And cross my fingers that Susan at YouTube doesn't shut me down. It says Memories by Almani. It says Memories of Almani thought it said Memories of Spy. Yeah. Uh-huh. Whenever I look at this too, I think like, oh, that would be a nice typeface and color combo. All right, so this story progression sets that to black if it is on, but it's not going to be on. So now I should just be able to skip straight to playing the game to test silly little things like doors. So pressing play, and great. Go over here, great. Right? Wonderful. Okay. There's still a hole. These doors still need, these walls need colliders. But I'm not tripping about putting colliders on it just yet. Not super important. I want to get some more important shit done. Door functionality, not check. We still need to lock it. So the next thing would be to maybe hold to lock, or maybe to actually put a game object on there with its own collider that functions as a lock. Yo, this Topo Chico is rough. That's like Coca-Cola rough. when that shit burns. Yeah, I think holding. It makes sense, right? It takes time. It takes, even if it's just a half second. So that means going to the player and going to interact. And then now when it gets to interact, this is okay. Here's where it gets interesting. When it gets to the actual interact, let's make this green. Usually I put this before any of this, or right after the input, when I check if it's tapped or if it is a hold. But there's all this logic here to figure out whether or not a thing is a pickup and all this other stuff, just because. And so the thing I have to do differently now is in this interact state is somehow fit in the wait logic. So I think basically I take this stuff out, put it down here, and I call this tap or hold. And it's not green. I just didn't want to undo a bunch of wait a second. So, okay, after it does that, it goes back to start, right? So that means that I could also probably just take, whoops. Oh, nice, got a reminder. Jose Cuervo is my choice over Topo Chico. Uh-huh. Oh, you know what? Let's just go for it. Is it illegal to drink booze on stream? Maybe this can put my ass out tonight. I did have a little bit too much caffeine, I feel, today. I'm gonna have a shot. Okay, let's just do this really quick. If you guys will humor me for just a second. It's a late night stream, so fuck it. We have this. Okay, little Suntory, and we have some Aperol. I really just love the taste of Aperol. So I'd like to do maybe a little splash of whiskey to sip on for a second, followed by Aperol. But excuse me while I just wash my espresso cup. 1 minute. Okay. So, I don't want to have too much, but just something to make things exciting, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Also turn this fucking nightlight off. Boom. Wonderful. Okay. I think on Twitch you would have to set the stream to 18 plus. What do you think about Drambuie? If you tried it, I don't know. What's Drambuie? I don't know. We'll start the night off with the Suntory. Just a splash. I mean, I'm talking like very insignificant. That is probably a third of a shot. Okay. Cheers. Whew. My oh my. E-editions. Cheers. What are y'all drinking? Even if it's just Topo Chico or water. Okay, so tap or hold. is going to have our get key up and a wait. Okay, so we're doing the same shit that we've done before. This can't be an action sequence anymore. They have to run simultaneously. The wait will be 0.25. That will be considered a hold. Get key up is E, right? E's are interact. E. And the send event will be input, custom events input tap. And we'll add that. And then wait will be custom events input hold. We'll add that. So hold will go over here, and then tap will go right here. So tap is interact event, and hold is interact event 2. So it's like a secondary interact event. Salud, so elegant with the cup. Yeah, the espresso cup is a versatile thing. Need not serve just caffeine. Prost, vibes. Cheers, salud, prost. What is kampai? All of the things to my international friends. We have 2 of these now, which means I can make these both green. Interact event. Wait, where the fuck did I put those? Oh, this is where it is. That is good. That is good. We'll put these, we'll copy them, and we'll paste it in here. But this one, we're going to send a new event. Do I already have it? No, I don't. New global event. Interact event 2. Okay, it does the same thing, but it just sends a different type of interaction. What's weird about all this is it has to go through all of this logic first before it waits a quarter of a second. Actually, that's not true. It only does that if it's a pickup. Okay, so no, we're chilling. We're chilling. This logic should still check out. Great. Now we're going to go to, what is it? It's the door. The raycast is for default and interactable no physics. So let's go to the door. And in here, it's not just looking for an interact event. It's also looking, we'll have another FSM called door lock. And in here, we'll have transition, interact event 2. But it's always targeting the object FSM as a proxy first, which means that it has to go here as well. This is basically the memories of a SPI system. Send interact event 2. There we go. And then I copy pasta this here, except I change this to interact event 2. But the FSM it targets that's kind of problematic. Do you make all your assets? I don't. For this game especially. This game I did some kit bashing, but I have made it a point to try to get most of, if not all of the assets from Unity Asset Store, itch.io, and CG Trader. And then, yeah, so the witch, for example, I, kit bashed because it was a woman figure, a PSX female model thing that I then went in and changed the image texture of, and I just redid the UVs. Few other things in here I also just changed the UVs and changed the image textures for. Um, some of the things came broken. The chickens had inverted normals. Let me see if I can show you guys that. Um, Screenshots. Yeah, here. Where can I put this? I'll put it in the Discord, I guess. I'll put it in general. So the chickens came like this. Oh shit, also just seeing this message. No clue why, but the chat isn't populating. Okay, that's what you meant earlier. I realized that's what you meant. Okay. Chat populated is insane. But yeah, so the image I just sent in the general section, the general channel, the Discord, those chickens had, I got them from Itch, and they're great assets. But all of the red faces are polys that are facing inward. So it's the back face of a polygon, which means that when you looked at the chickens in the game, it looked like all the red parts didn't exist, except from the other side. So it looked like you were looking on the insides of the chicken. And just like a bunch of shit like that, just like retweaking models and stuff like that. Otherwise, for Memories of a Spy, I tried to get as much as I can in to make original. Okay, so my problem right now is that door lock is the thing. I feel like, man, what is the answer here? I can't just send this to game object because then it will, or actually will it? Yeah, it has to be game object FSM. And it has to be that. I guess I could change it to unique object FSM 2. I could do that. What if I did this? Unique object FSM 2. And then I make this an input variable as well. And that way if I ever have a secondary thing, I just do that. Okay, so now that should work. Let me get a big lock sound effect from Zapsplat really quick. And then, let's see, door lock big. That's crazy. Is this going to be an itch game or Steam? This is going to be itch first because it was too late for me to sign up for a Steam page. The reverb sucks. Let's do wood door. But after the release, I think I would like to, even if the game isn't well received, I think I still might want to put it on Steam just so it could be one of those things sitting in the background. Every day that you have a product sitting out there in the world waiting to be bought is another day for somebody to come along and buy it and then to recommend it to their friend and create this like sort of the phrase that came to mind is from Half-Life, resonance cascade. That doesn't mean anything, but what I mean to say is like to hit a tipping point, right, where like suddenly the world can discover something that you've made. And so I use that same thought process for this right now, which is that Steam does have a much larger customer base. And so even if this game doesn't do very well or isn't well received initially, I would like to just kind of let it sit there on Steam because maybe one day it'll get attention. You know what I'm saying? I think if people like your game, they're going to get it no matter which platform you upload it to. So Itch, I think, is better, less fees. I think it's 0%, and Steam is like 30%. Steam is 30%, but the thing is, it's just not true. It's just not true that Itch isn't a big enough customer base to have the same impact that call it the virtual shelf space of Steam is. Like being on Steam's marketplace makes a much bigger difference if eventually you ever get pushed to the front page. If you ever get pushed to the front page, it makes such a drastic impact on like the sales of your game that like, like games that sell on Itch have never reached the same sales numbers on on Steam, even adjusted for the 30% fee that you take, right? So imagine that, like even paying a 30% premium, you're still, because of the customer base, like literally the amount of people who walk through it, it makes a huge difference. Also, it depends a ton. If it's a short-term game, it's something you want to do for fun and not make money from itch, is the place. Steam is a resume builder, even if you make no money. Yeah, it's just like overall, like itch is like a fun place to be, and you could, it's like it's a place to like busk. I feel like, but if you're really trying to properly like be like, all right, I'm gonna build like a fucking game dev empire, and I'm gonna make like a bunch of little games, and I want as many people as possible to find them. You put it on Steam, you know. Liquor Mouse says, yeah, most if not all my non-dev gaming friends don't even know about itch. Same. Most people just don't know about it. It is a huge difference in customer base. It's like the difference between like a mom and pop shop in a single city that has like a few locations versus like McDonald's. Sultan 2001. Hi, cute man. Please, I beg of you as fuck. Add an Easter egg. Oh, Sultan 2001. There's going to be a shit ton of Easter eggs. I've already told people on this on these streams that when the stream is off, I put in a lot of things that you guys don't know about, and so spoilers, This is a good one, right? Trying to find any combination of a good door locking sound, closing sound, and opening sound. I like that as a closing sound. Sound effects, doors, wood, door, save. Yes. Jonjo says, I thought the stream was you're frozen, you're just listening to sounds. Yeah. The focus. Gotta lock in. I just want, you know what I think is the problem? I'm not looking for, I think what I'm looking for is a creak. So this would yield no results. Wood door internal? Okay, let's call this like, let's get a door lock, and then I like this one so much that I'm gonna edit it. So I'll download the MP3, open Audacity, and just fucking get it over with. Assets, audio, sound effects, doors, wood door, this one. Skip. Okay. Okay, so that's the close sound. Export audio, current selection, to documents, GitHub. Oh wait, here we go. Assets, audio, sound effects, doors, wood door, and call this wood door close _ 01. Export, and then the second part of this file is the wood door lock. I'll just call this door lock, just period. Door lock _ 01. Let me also just make sure I'm not, okay, yeah. Save, export, there we go. Nope. And then lastly, I need door creak. Creak with an EA, or is it EE? I appreciate the no music in the background so I can turn on whatever I want. Okay, noted. Noted. There's going to be streams with music, but that'll just be because of the game dev stuff. True. How was the game programming in the past, like PS2 games since 2001, 2004? How was the game programming in the past, like PS2 games? Way more coding, way more proprietary shit, way more talking directly to your render engines, way more. There's way more. You have to do way more to do a whole lot less. Wait, I'll send you some of the Pixabay sounds I used. For a door creak, I might beat you to it. That's not a good one. I'm also going to download variations later, so at least I know. Door, I should say switch door open creak. In general? Okay, maybe you did beat me to it. Door open. Door creak. That's a good one, but it's a little long. I already got the door close and lock. I need a shorter creak. That one is crazy long. Noun's weak. It even says in the title. That's funny. Weak. Finishing the shot? I don't know if I'm going to do the Aperol after this. This third of a shot of whiskey might be good enough. That's not the one. That's not it either. Presetting wardrobe. Bro, just give me like a... You know what I'm saying? Heavy wooden gate or door opener clouds. Okay. Way too loud. Just give me a vanilla door creak. Jesus Christ. You might need a long one, who knows? Yeah. I don't know if you guys remember this, but way back in the day, one of the very first ever streams was Memories of a Spy making the interaction to open doors quickly and slowly. And so I had sound effects for like the slow creak ones. That was a classic stream. Can you make a video game about programming in PS2? Yeah, sure. The door creaks sound kind of like moaning. They do. They do. Okay, skip all the ones that say loud creak. Internal wooden door closed, then creak back open slowly. No. It's so long, though. That's a decent one. No. Metal, 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 metal. These are so dramatic. They're so over exaggerated. All right. Oh, the first part of this one sounds okay. Oh, oh. Hold on. Am I being too picky now? All I want is a... You know what I'm saying? All these things are like 3-second tweaks. You know what it is? It is some sound recordist with their giant can headphones on, right? With like a $5,000 mic, just fucking coming in their little panties over like the most exaggerated, long, unrealistic. Nobody's ever gonna use this sound effect. Ugh, sorry. Okay. I just think of me and my friends when we were little and we first discovered recording sounds. It's like, don't really care about the application of it. It's just kind of fun recording. Nope. Oh, I'm gonna go back to Zapsplat because I was at the end of the results for this. Old chicken coop door open. Oh, because I did search for chicken coop before. I thought that was crazy. Okay. The first part of this sounds good. Oh, there it is. Sorry. It's the whiskey. The whiskey's making me act like that. Found it. Mwah. Perfect. Let's listen to that one more time. Perfect. Just open the fucking door. Jesus Christ. Okay. Let's go to master audio. Go to project. Doors. Wood door. And then we'll just, I guess, drop the whole damn thing in there, huh? Does it put it under a single thing, or does it make individual ones? About to find out. Good, good. Okay, we'll unmute the audio, and I just need to test which one is which. This one is... I'll have to save this first. Override, apply all. Okay. Play it. Excuse me. Oh. Jesus Christ, scared the shit out of me. Wait, I like one short where you said, okay, yes, yep, nice and short. Good. I'm glad you guys agree with me on this, that I'm not going crazy. Oh, shit. God, I missed a lot. Sorry. Sultan says, I love you. I'm not going to say it back, but I appreciate you coming through chat. Oh, can you get specific sounds from Memories of the Spy project folder? Yes, I was for a second, I was like, oh man, I have those ready. Cut it in Audacity, yes. Ooh, could you cut the Pixabay decent ones? They're high pitched. Sorry, I'm just catching up because, again, got lost in the sauce. Now go to the Unity Audio Mixer and boost it by 20 dB. It was already pretty hot, huh? Okay, so that is the... We'll call this door open. Wood door open. We don't even need to name it. We'll just make sure that later on all the variations will sound something like that. Wood door close. Wait, no, I'm sorry. That's lock. Wood door lock. I just realized that there's a sound for... It's fine, whatever. Did I have a sound? Did anybody play the Memories of a Spy playtest? Is it an inverted thing for locking and unlocking? Shuk, 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 shuk. Maybe I could play with pitch or something later. It'll have on UI, whatever. Wood door lock, wood door close, wood door, let me see. That's just straight up door, right? So this could just be closed. And then what's this one then? I like that one better. I'm gonna get rid of this. Yeah, don't need that one. And then this one is that's the open one. Wood, door, open. Okay, save, go back out, save. And then door lock, let me just make sure. Okay, door close. Oh, this needs to update. Overrides, revert all. What the fuck? You guys seeing this? It doesn't revert all. Oh no, I'm sorry. ¿Por qué no? The fuck's going on? Do I have to save it? I might have to restart Unity. That's funky. That's Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Or dare I? Is there anything that I hard-coded to lock this? I'm just going to get rid of it for a sec. Prefabs, master audio, just bring it back in. Okay. And then I'll open it up again to make sure. We have door lock. That's one I want. Door close. I'll keep that. This one we'll get rid of. That's a redundancy. And door open. Okay, so I'm going to rename these so they're not numbered up here. So I can just search door lock, wood door close, wood door open. Okay. Please reflect that out here. Door lock. Okay, good. Sorry about that. Trolge says hi. Hi. Kind of feel like the smallest reverb would sound good too. Actually, this is what I did for my chase sounds, boosted by 5 decibels if I have a heart attack every time. I have a heart attack every time now. Make sure you ear blast the player with those witch sounds. I imagine her screaming like crazy. Maybe. I don't. Yeah, that's a good question. I definitely got to get a cackle. I gotta either hit up some friends or do thevoices.com to get a really good cackle. I might try it myself too. I've been really enjoying doing the voiceovers. POV, Steven wastes an hour on a door. Yeah. It's called being a perfectionist. Fuck you guys. I hate you guys. It's an illness. It's a sickness. Also, hello, prefab thing was fucking being annoying. Even now, you see, I don't know if you guys see this, but I hit save, and there's a asterisk on my scene, which means it's not being saved, that there's something that's being changed that isn't. Okay. Good. That's weird. Should I close Unity in a... Alright. Sometimes you really do gotta refresh Unity, man. Alright. So let's go to the door. Select the door. Go to door lock. And in here, we're gonna call this... Well, we're gonna do a couple things. So here's a little trick for you. You do an init, you send here to another state, and you go init locked question mark, and then you do a bool test, and the bool variable is start locked. Or sorry, you just do is locked. Kind of a redundancy. I'm gonna try to sweeten this up a little bit, make it quicker. And then if the answer is true, you say yes. If the answer is no, you say no. Okay. You could just basically call this is locked. So on initialization, you can set whether or not a door is locked. So if it does, we'll just go down here. And if not, it'll go like right here. We'll call this locked, and this one unlocked. But I guess they can send back and forth. I'm always trying to find a good shape for these kinds of things. So I think these can send back and forth to each other. Add transition, or they need a buffer, frame buffer. If I don't put a frame buffer, you run the risk of the player spamming it, or accidentally spamming it. Finished. Okay, you go here, and then this one very similarly has interact event 2, and it has its own buffer state. It goes like this, and this one goes to locked. So really all you have here is just this one and this one. I think I put a 1 second wait so you don't spam the door. Yeah, on mine, I think, what is it? On mine, it's actually a state where just nothing can happen because it's in this opening state right here, these ones. Opening and opening are just the different directions, but it's essentially just opening. And this closing state, they have the tween rotation, so it's where it animates a door. But neither of these states have a transition to even be interacted with. So the player can press interact all they want. If it's in this state, it won't do shit. It has to wait until it's in either one of these states. That's why this system, I don't know if you guys use this system, but using this little interact event system where it's like you make a state with a local transition that is interact event, this helps a lot because it decides, it forces the sort of FSM to only be interactable at exactly the moments you want it to be. So yeah. Do you feel like streaming destroys your productivity? Just curious on your philosophy on why you're trying it. Streaming can help. I think like, because I still do a lot of work on the games, even for other projects that I've streamed off stream. So I work plenty on my stuff off stream. I did it initially because it's fun. And I used to watch Blendo Games, Brendan Chung's streams. I think I've caught a few of his live, or I've definitely caught a few of his live, but I also will return to the well, and he has these massive playlists of him developing like Quadrilateral Cowboy and Skin Deep. And I used to just love watching those streams. Yeah, it looked like fun. And I saw that he was like interacting with chat and people were kind of helping him out sometimes and just kind of goofing around, technical help or even ideas and stuff. It's nice just kind of hanging out with folks. And then it's a good marketing thing too. Like I can't spend all my time and energy like cranking out videos like in post-production. So this is like a nice way to like do teaching-ish stuff. People can like learn things, but also so people are like aware that I'm even making a game. Otherwise, it's the whole like, if a tree falls in a forest and no one's around to buy a copy, does that tree ever sell? You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of generally where I'm coming from. Okay, so on door lock, we have these, and it should work now, right? I just need to put in the actual logic for locked. So we'll do set bool value. Is locked will be set to true in locked, and then set to false in unlocked. And then we're going to make it an input variable. So when we place prefabs in the scene or when we use templates on things in this, we can manually enter whether it starts that way. So is locked is true. We want this door to start as locked. Then we have to go to the door FSM, and in here, before the interact event for opening it, we go to a state right here first that says is locked ? And we do an FSM bool test, and we ask the door lock FSM is locked, and if it's true, we say yes, and if it's false, we say no. And then we move all this shit up. Okay, like this. It's locked. No. Okay, we can continue. If it is, we go back. It just, or we play a sound effect. We play door locked sound, and then you go back up here like that. Okay. Cool. If a tree falls in the forest, would anybody know that they can use it for firewood type of thing? I get it. Yeah. Wish you had more viewers, way more viewers. Thank you. I do too. Can you advertise the stream on the official Playmaker Discord? I wonder if that would help. Let me just go by and tell everybody right now. I've done that a couple times. Let me come by the general chat and say, let me get a little copy. Hey y'all, if you wanna swing by, I'm streaming development of a little horror game for Halloween. Come by and learn some Playmaker shit stuff. Paste link. Okay. Good call. For real, it's pissing me off actually that other YouTubers make these like copy paste Danny videos. Dude, yeah. That's such a good thing. Or it's such a terrible thing, but it's also, I don't know, like what are you gonna do? It's cute. It's cute seeing all these kids make like, they do the bass boost thing. They like do the modest plug of their game, the non-modest plug of their game every single time where it's like, hey, have you heard of this? They full blown rip Danny. It's so great watching these 10-year-olds want to be some copy paste Danny to get more views and subs. Where Steven actually provides valuable tutorial vids and streams. Thanks. I hate doing tutorials now though. It's much easier to kind of hop on stream, or even like I said, like in some other streams that like it's easier to just literally be on Discord and help people directly if they just come by and ask for help. It's exhausting editing your voice all day like that. Milo Hartnell, good day. Milo or Milo? Good day. Hello, Milo. Fantastic. How are you doing? Glad I caught the stream on time. Yes, glad you caught it. So where was I on this? Oh, right. So I check if it's locked. It does the FSM bool test. If whatever, it does the lock sound. Okay, and then I have to do the same thing. No, I don't have to do it for door open. It's already closed, so if I'm trying to open it, right, and then door open, it goes to closing. Okay, brilliant. This should be in a good place. So door locked, that means that I could put in these sounds now. So we'll do master audio, play sound, and we're gonna put in the group name door lock. I guess it can attach to this game object. It doesn't need to. It just uses this location. In fact, where's the door at? Make a child of this. We'll make it a 3D object, cube, and we'll put it up like right here. Just so this is where the lock sound comes from. It'll make a tiny bit of a difference. Sometimes it's like awkward where you hear the sound if it doesn't come from close enough. Right, so it'll go to this. We'll call this the door lock, whatever. Okay, so it plays that for locked and unlocked. We'll copy this, put it in here as well. And then on the door itself, in opening, oh, actually, we won't even put it there. We'll put it in. It's not going to be. Actually, will it? It might be timed okay. It might be timed okay. We'll just use owner, and it will be wood door open. And we'll attach to the game object because we want it to move with it as it rotates. I'll copy that and paste it in here. And then same thing with closing. We'll put it in here. There's not going to be a closing sound, though, I don't think. Not right now. I'll make that sound later. Right now, it's just going to sound like a creak, even when it closes. There's, because it's just... What does this sound like? How... Am I crazy again? You guys don't hear that, do you? I really, you know, I'm gonna restart Unity. Save, yes. Oh, now it plays when I fucking close it. Okay. Okay. How likely are you likely to recommend Unity to a friend or colleague? I'm not gonna answer you because I just had to restart you. Go to this for a sec. Unity's restarting. It's just, give me a minute. I mean, do you have good ROI on courses or just very passive income? It is good ROI. For the amount of time I put into the courses, after 3 years of them being out, it was a good investment of my time. I feel like it was a good investment after the first year, or maybe about the 1.5 2 year mark. It is. It's not enough to live on. It's not enough to fully pay the bills or anything, but it does offset my, like, need to, you know, do a bunch of day job shit. Yeah, I'm glad I did it. But it's just, again, it's one of those things that, like, it fucking drains me. The last time I finished doing a course was the RPG course. I didn't even finish it. I put out an incomplete course because it was just fucking draining me, and it was like miserable editing the thing. Oh man, that Topo Chico's beating me up. Playmaker is so good, definitely. I love the use of it, but I learned a bit of C# and work something with it. It's insanely different than Playmaker in terms of performance and usability. Yeah, especially when you get into dot stuff. So far, I haven't really found a ceiling for Playmaker unless you're trying to do games with like lots of many things. But by time constraints, Playmaker is my choice. Yeah, I mean, sure, coding in C# would be ideal, but I don't have a second lifetime to learn how to do that. Probably an artist rather than an engineer, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it's a great hack. It's a very, very great hack. And learning how to use both is wonderful. Okay, Unity's back up. Let me give these things a test. Wood door close is what I was looking for. See, I'm not crazy, man. This interface isn't working. Press it once, wait. Nothing happens. What if I go on? Okay, if I go in the prefab and try it, does that work? Door close? If I'm in the prefab, it works. Something about this prefab is really finicky. I keep seeing this asterisk in the scene and in the prefab, and it's just for the master audio thing. Whatever. Door playmaker, door, closing, fuck it, I'll put one in here. So there'll be a door close sound effect. Well, yeah. Okay. That's fine. Kind of like Members of the Spy. Now there's going to be a door close sound effect right when you start the game. Let's see what this sounds like. Okay. Oh, is my interact stuck? I'm gonna mute this shit so I don't have to fucking hear my baby cry. I think something's up with my interact FSM on the player. Aha. Right here. Didn't send back. So this needs a... Huh. Did I just delete that? Let's copy this. Oh, because before it was a local transition. So I'm going to set this as that. And that. Okay. There we go. Cool. Let's give it a little spin. Horror games are great. Good to get your immersive skills to use. Yes. I agree. Ah. Okay. So, the door, I'm just going to eat it. I don't know why I didn't just do this. Instead of going back to start, it's just going to go finished. We'll do this. It'll go down here. It'll play this sound like that. And then this will send back to start. Just lazy Steven didn't want to do that. Okay. Door closed sound effects. Okay, and then it goes back to start. We're not going to keep this door locked just because we want to test it really quick, and then we'll lock it afterwards. More visceral experiences compared to other genres. It can. I think other people are just not exploring other genres very well either. Brilliant. Shut up. Stamina. Oh, I should have put it further. Fuck, I should have put it further. If I can close this, then occlude it. Yeah, you see, it sucks because you basically need to bake the door closing sound into the... I'm so sorry. It's so hard to like talk while a baby is screaming its head off. I'm also double fisting Topo Chicos right now. Let me kill this one. This is an old one. It's not as harsh. Please don't take this offensively, but I've been really curious what race you are. No, I don't take this offensively at all. It's a perfectly fine question to ask. I am Mexican, mostly. Mexican American. And that's also whatever, my genetic heritage or gene pool or whatever the fuck. It's mostly from like central ass, like indigenous Mexico. But it can still be challenging. I don't know, for example, made a padlock for the first time with Playmaker, no tutorials. I think it took around 1 to 2 hours. I don't remember exactly. Yeah, there's just so many ways to do things too, where it's like, you can be following sort of like one train of thought and then like come up with another one, and then you sort of extend development time uh, if you're experimenting with programming. Um, no offense, but I get the sus. Yeah, I agree. I feel like most of these days, there are hook. There, most games these days are there to hook people on dopamine loops, but it's just empty experiences. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a hard thing to delineate, though, right? Because like, what is like it's just like the classic conversation of like, what is even fun then. So it's like, it's I think it's more about like if a thing is predatory and trying to like exploit you. Because if there's a free game that's crack, right? That's like super crack to play. You just get super addicted to it. You just like are like, oh, this is so fun, and like the loop of it is like really addictive. But the person who made it isn't benefiting from it in any way. Then it's just like, what if they just like they wanted to make a really like fun game? Like Vampire Survivors, the guy who created it used to make casino games, which like makes so much sense, you know. But that's just the kind of shit he's into. Why would I be offended we were talking about Steven? You know my life now, Steven? Wait, we know your life now? Why? Strangers? What did you say? Get the sus? Did I miss something? You know my life now. Oh, I guess just maybe. Okay. Mexico flag, Mexico flag. I played Diablo 4 for like 5 minutes. Hated it. Is that because that's also a little crack loop game? About having a baby crying. Oh, I see. Right. Of course. Father's in the chat. Gonna skip the minor adjustments for changing the door closing sound effect. And I'm gonna check that off. The door functionality, hold to... Oh, hold on. Door lock. Let me try locking and unlocking it. I forgot to test that. Cool. Yeah, and I can't open it. If I hold it, it unlocks it, and I can open it. I can even lock it when it's open, and when I close it, and I try opening again, it's locked. Oh! That should not have worked. Huh. Maybe I held it longer than I thought. Bro. Oh my god. I forgot I could do this. I forgot there's a chill way to do this. Not I have to throw my baby away. Okay. Okay. So it's not locked right now. Oops. But now it is. Okay. Okay. Can't open it. Unlock it. Open it. Lock it. Try to close it. Great. The locking mechanism works. Okay. I've heard about the Vampire Survivors. Some games I've really enjoyed over the past few years that I feel are elevated to being more a pure art form. Hypnospace Outlaw, Disco Elysium, Papers, Please, and Inscription. All games I am either at least... See, Hypnospace Outlaw I haven't played, but I'm familiar with. I do eventually want to try one day. Disco Elysium, I haven't beat it yet, but I love it. I was Kim Kitsuragi for Halloween. Papers, Please, I love it. I've played it a few times. One of my all-time faves. First game that I ever, cried my eyes out playing. And Inscription, got super into it, never beat it. And I vaguely know about the twist in the game, but haven't gotten there myself. To-do list. Check. We're done. Pick a character model for husband. All right, it's time to bring the husband into the mix. Okay, let's just do it. Let's just get it over with. Go to project, imported assets. Fantasy Mega Pack. Villager NPCs. Put this in here. Shrink it down a skosh. Maybe up a little bit. Okay, disable all of the women. Sun? Oh. I'm gonna unpack this. Delete these, delete the sun. I don't know what this is. That's the spine. Okay. Weird. Delete the camera. Male. Okay, we're gonna go one at a time. This. Why are these so incomplete? Armor. Oh, that one definitely doesn't go there. What about this one? Male. Is that our husband? Or is this our husband? Or is this our husband? I don't really like this guy. This guy kind of sucks. Man, I think we have very similar ideals. Love that you dressed as Kim for Halloween. Yeah, you know, big catch there is that I think I identify more with Harry, but Kim is more the man I want to be. I need to replay Darkwood. I remember it being a really good horror game. Darkwood? Which one? Is Darkwood? Which one's Darkwood? I think I've ever played this. Top-down shooter. So Twitch allows bit donations for anybody, but you can't do anything on YouTube. I see why you would like Twitch better. I think YouTube has like I think it has something like that, but I have to like, my account has to like reach a certain level. There's like things I have to do. You know how like on all the streaming sites they make you like reach certain stats to unlock certain features? I think that's like a part of the YouTube thing as well. Who does Villager Boy? Look at the granny. Steven, you're such a wizard. I'm in awe of your workflow. You know what? I'll take that. Male one looks the most Chad. Yeah, I agree. We'll do male one. That's our husband. Look at that man. This is a face. This is a face to love. Okay, so let's delete the rest of these. See, also what's crazy, this is the first time I've ever made we'll call this husband. It's the first time I've ever made separate prefabs for characters. Usually I make one prefab for all the characters and they like share logic. And then there's like little unique things. Excuse me. Prefabs. I'm gonna make a new folder. NPCs. And we'll put husbando in there. show. Man, I have to approve a lot of y'all's messages. He has been through some shit, male Chad one. Oh, definitely, definitely. Those fake tits deserve a Twitch ban. Well, look at the polys. Look at the polys on these tits. You know, I am gonna get banned. I can't do that. I will probably actually get banned if I do too much of that shit. It's a fucking video game. Chill out, anybody whose cursor is hovering over the flag. Animator. Agent. 999. 999. 0.25. 0.4. 0.35. Height 2.5. 2.25. Good enough. 2.3. Party 50. Okay. Base offset. Okay. I know it's a hot topic, but I'm messing around a lot with AI as a tool to help facilitate my art. I feel like AI art is like an okay internal use kind of thing, as a like bouncing ideas around kind of thing. I used generative AI to give me individual assets that I then photoshopped together that were all based off of a sketch that I had. I sketched a thing. I sketched the memories of a spy poster, and then I bashed my head against the wall in generative AI because it kind of fucking sucks trying to like give it exactly what you want. It's really good at generic things, but it's so hard to like get it to do exactly what you want. But when I finally got it to a certain area of it was doing what I want, I put them all together and sort of like just to see how far I could take like photoshopping things together. That was like helpful. And I've used it for other things too, for jokes, sending things to jokes to friends and stuff. I feel like that's fine. I love them. I don't know if she needs clothes, but I guess when she transforms into rabbits and such, I guess she loses her clothes. No, she definitely does never have. She never has clothes. I need to give her long hair, so that's a stream in itself too. Maybe it's a bonus item for tonight. Let me put on my to-do list is make the cloth sim witch hair. So I'll go into Blender and then make a hair, like a long hair plane, and then attach the edges to her head, and then we'll add like cloth physics, so wherever she moves, it kind of has like, she has like super long hair, like down to like her ass, like, or below her ass kind of hair. Hashtag I'm with Steven. Great. Yeah, let's get that trending. What AI tools? Never saw anything useful for art. There's like some decent stuff. I think what it's good at is like also for like parody, right? Like if you're trying to like learn a thing, it's good. It's good at like referencing, like good at giving you references that then you can sort of play off of. Again, like I don't think generative AI is super at the point where like people will look at it and be like, the moral parts are still sort of reprehensible, you know. So far, there's no artist who is like making royalties off of that stuff right now. Like right now, it's just in this gray area where the people who made the models are making an income off the backs of like dead people. So, we love Granny Tatas. Brilliant. You hear of Suno Udio? Yeah, Udio. I make a bunch of meme songs on Udio. I send my friends songs, like pop songs about poo poo and caca, and I spend a lot of time on them. I spend hours on Udio making really, really stupid meme songs that I love, and I blast unironically because I had a fun time writing lyrics. M4 AI, used the other day some random site, give you a picture and it generates a 3D model. 11 Labs for some voice audio, ChatGPT for some ideas, research, Leonardo for some pics. ChatGPT is, I think ChatGPT is great for ideation and programming. I use ChatGPT all the time. Just looked him up and saw the music guy. AI is good reference, nothing for production. There's things you can finagle for production, but like I said, it's like it's not about like whether the quality matches that. It's about like I would never want the conversation to ever be about like, well, is this viable like quality wise? Because the answer is like, yeah, like there are things where it's like it could be viable quality wise for a lot of things. We're already seeing it being used for things like quality wise. It was even viable in its early quote unquote janky stages. I think the main conversation that nobody should ever fucking forget is that like it's being trained on data that was originally something that like people would have been paid for in royalties. I don't know. I think the less people the people who don't understand that, the people who are like most disconnected from that concept, I think generally and like kind of without fail, from my observation, people that I even before knowing that, like if you look through like, you know, Twitter posts, or if they're celebrities, you kind of look at their public persona or history. People who don't vibe with that have been fucking less empathetic people. They've been kind of assholes. They're just people who are very out of touch with like, I don't know, like treating human beings right. They're assholes. Fuck people who don't pay enough attention to that part. Or they're sick, you know, like hurt people kind of thing. Yeah, I've used Midjourney to blend visual art styles with imagery from completely different cultures, so I can see if I can find new aesthetics. Yeah, it's like a good. I've used it for similar things. Video's great for that. I made a song for an X on there. Yeah. My wife's mom taught my son how to say caca. He walks outside and sees dog poop and says caca. Yep, my grandma taught me caca. My grandma, who is no longer with us. So really the main issue with AI is how the commerce flows. I think so. I think that's kind of the last frontier of AI. Like, who the fuck cares if you use something created by a computer or not? It's just another tool, right? That's not the problem. Anybody who thinks that's the problem is like fool themselves and is like, yeah, they just have their head up their ass. That's not the problem. The problem is like that thing literally could not exist without the hard work of all the other people that are responsible for the data, right? The model that's built off of that data would not exist. And there's all these like stupid things about like, well, how do other artists? You steal from other artists and you learn off of other artists and blah, blah, blah. It's not the same thing, because like being a human being, you know, that is a different thing from being a tool, a piece of machinery that gives you instantaneous like output, right? So it's no longer like an interpersonal situation, right? So it's like you don't want to confound the idea of, can somebody learn a thing versus can a robot learn a thing, and then can a person make a thing versus can a robot make the same thing? Like that's not. I don't think that's like really what the conversation is. Commerce and quality. Actually, I just didn't know about this until one day I saw a Sketchfab model and it said this model can't be used for AI generation. Yeah. That's the thing. There was just never consent for these kind of things. You know what it kind of reminds me of is like, similarly, you have to consider all of like, right, like there's all these like Trump rallies that that used music from musicians. So it's like it is music that typically you would have to pay a licensing fee for to play in public settings, right? Like your barber might have the radio on in the background, but that's very different from a venue putting on an event where you show up to do something that is like that is either being sold or kind of pushed on you, whether it's like an agenda or a product or whatever, right? Like that's also why you have to pay licensing fees to put products, to represent products in your products, right? Whether it's a movie or a TV show, a magazine, a t-shirt. It's like I can't just make a Nintendo shirt and then sell it and then bank off of their brand. So the same thing applies. It's like it's a matter of like consent, because literally like copyright law is also like a matter of consent. And it's like it's just this sort of new frontier of copyright law. I refuse to buy a Sketchfab asset unless it says it can't be used for AI. That's pretty intense. Yeah, I think I'm with you, Steven. Oh, we are getting into Blade Runner territory here. Do androids dream of electric sheep? Yeah, it is gonna be interesting, right? Like when you have like a what do you call it? Like a what are they called? Hard AI, general intelligence, artificial general intelligence. When we have one of those and it paints a picture, it's like, who are you trained off of? You know what I'm saying? I hate politics. It's a lot easier to hate politics if it's not, shoveling shit in your face. And even when it is shoveling shit in your face, I feel like some people... Actually, that makes sense. I can imagine that, even actually. I don't love politics either. I love that you are politically switched on. I love politics. I don't love politics. I can't. That feels like both of those sentences rub me the wrong way. I hate politics. I love politics. Both are phrases that really rub me the wrong way. I think being politically involved, even in the most bare minimum ways, is like a responsibility. It's like brush your fucking teeth, man. Take a shower. Put on deodorant before you go to Anime Expo. Like fucking, like, don't cut people off in traffic and vote. These are all things that I feel like it's just like bare minimum, like wipe your ass before you pull up your pants kind of thing. I feel like being involved in politics is like hygiene. I don't want to do it necessarily. I wish we didn't have to spend so much time and energy. But yeah, anyways, using my platform to push those things. I hope you guys man up, woman up, they up, human being up, whatever. All right, let's get back to this husband shit. Let me blow my nose too. Don't look at my ass. You know what it was? It was the Centauri that sent me off on rambles. Even though if you look back at my streams, I do ramble a lot. Even when I'm sober. Is this Aperol okay to drink? Next up, Cam only. Next up is Aperol. Usually something that you would want to put in with a little bit of mixer. Which I guess I do have a Topo Chico for. That would work. Okay. Alright, so we're doing a little bit of that. Right? And then a little bit of this. Sugar crystals have formed along the lip of the bottle because I haven't touched it since about May. Ooh. Daddy-o. Shit, hold on. A lot of messages here. I've done multiple tests and they all come out anarchy. That's pretty good. You're just active about chat. Go back to the chat. Go back to the chat. I mean game. I love everything. Okay, I need to brush my teeth. Thanks. I do vote. Good. I'm glad you guys vote. Show. I brush my teeth 3 times a day and I still get fucking cavities. Chill out on the sugar. Said the guy who's totally addicted to sugar. These are amazing. I actually hate Kamala and Trump. Wish there was a better option. You know what you were doing? You said, don't look at it, so we look. Oh, I know. I'm trying to do hot tub streams next. I feel bad for you Americanos, stuck between a rock and a hard place. Yeah, where are you, by the way? Milo Hartnell? Just immigrate back to the motherland, England. Oh, that's right, you're in the UK. I'm actually trying to go to the UK next month, maybe. Son of a bitch. That's a lot smoother. The thing is, I love Aperol for its medicinal tastes, and the Topo Chico waters that down. I like it when it tastes very, very strong. When it's like watered down like that, I'm not crazy about. Okay, back to work. Husbands, what do I want this man to do? Play a walking animation at least, right? So we'll make a new, let's go to animations. We're going to create a folder and organize me. I'm going to put all these in here. And then we'll make a new folder called husband. Make a new animator controller. Call it husband animator controller. We'll give it to the husband's animator. And then you know what I just realized is the assets that I pulled the husband from, we need to check. Fantasy Mega Pack, Villager NPCs, FBX. Okay, rig. See, I need to redo this then. I need to go to rig and I need to change this to humanoid. And then hit apply. Hot tip. If it's a person, use humanoid. Okay. And then straight up, I'm just going to delete the husband prefab and just start from scratch. Or maybe not. Let's put it right here. This, what is it, male 2. And then this and this will go duplicate, take it out, delete this, delete that. Okay, that's fine. Do this, just renaming these things. Okay. And then I want to get is this a humanoid animation? I'm gonna try putting it in the let's see if this guy that is the husband animator controller. Should be there. Agony. Maybe this isn't. Oh shit. Okay. Run. This has to be humanoid. Put it in here. Scene. Husband. Animator controller. Control 6. You live in Brighton. Stab, stab, stab. Less stabbing than America. Give you the win. Per person. Stab here. Never forget the humanoid Real, never forget to use human, otherwise animations won't work from Mixamo. Yeah. Um, it's just a generic way to make your animations work regardless where you're getting your rigs or animations. It's just the only sort of generic, even though there's an option for generic. Humanoid's the only one that's generic for use in Unity. And I mean generic isn't like the dictionary definition. What is the UK? I do love America. Personally, I think I should do what Europe does and be 51 countries, not states. That's, yeah. I mean, it basically works like that. Basically, come to Brighton, show you a good time. All right. Australia is beautiful. Also, Australia is a hard sell. It's so far and hot and reminds me too much of America. I feel like we need way less states and a few countries. Bro, animate. Oh, save maybe? Animate. Or how about if I go up to the scene? Husbando. Why you no animate? Okay. Is this locked or something? Where the hell am I supposed to put this? Oh. Maybe root bone should be this. No? Dude, this is annoying. I guess I could just send this guy to Mixamo really quick and then re-rig him in Mixamo. I guess I'm going to do that really quick. Excuse me while I just run this batch of things through Mixamo. Log in. Upload character. Select character file. Documents. GitHub. Which assets. Imported assets. Fantasy Mega Pack. Villager NPCs. FBX. Like politics just boiled down to tribalism over one particular figurehead. That's my issue with it. How do you get a whole country to agree on the values of one individual? You don't. Like, do you know how chill it was to smoke weed in California for so many years? Because it's still, or wasn't it only within the last few years that it became federally approved? Sorry, unacceptable. Fucking Christ. What do I do? Meta rig, no imp. I feel like I'm missing one thing here. I don't really know what it is. Oh, it needs a fucking avatar, doesn't it? Bro. Nope. Error is found while importing in this animation file. Import messages, fold out below for more details. Invalid avatar rig configuration. Missing or invalid transform. Required human bone head not found. Okay, I need to configure it first. Ah, so desu ne. Alright, so we just have to put in, I imagine, spine 6. Yeah, all this other shit too. I don't know what the fuck this is about. I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay, I can't do that. Okay, come on. So that should be head. Spine number 6. Oops. And characters not T-pose. I don't give a shit. Left arm, right arm, hips, chest, upper chest, hip, spine. Apply. No, it's still not right. You can do this. All right, thank you. I don't know if I can. Cartographers are shady people. What did I miss to arrive at this? Drawing lines over people. Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. I don't understand. It says hips, spine, chest, upper chest, and then it only gives me... Oh, auto map. Can you just do auto map? Clear? Definitely don't want that. But what's crazy here is that, like, it revert, done. It says transform org spine is not accurate of spine. Avatar creation video. Org dash spine is not an ancestor of spine 006. Yeah, why is that in there? I'm going to take spine 3 or spine 4 or spine and put that there. And now it broke a bunch of this shit. You know what's weird? I think it's because I actually never really tested these assets. So let's see. Son of a bitch. Create from this model. Create from other avatar. Create from... this one. Apply. Come on. Nah, still has the no human bone found. Ensure both rig type match. Okay, I'm gonna go nuclear then. Going to the assets again, and I'm gonna open up the blend file of it. Okay, opening Blender. For security reasons, automatic extensions. Okay, whatever. Ignore. And I'm going to save this as a new file. We'll just call this husband save. And I'm going to delete all the women, the witch, and what's our boy? Male 2? So I'm going to delete 3 and 4 and 1 and the sun and this. I know you guys can't see this right now, but I'm just going to wrap this up. Meta rig, I don't know which one I should keep. I think I'm going to delete that. I actually think I'm going to delete all this rig shit, so it's just the mesh. Save. Okay. File. Export. FBX. Husband.fbx. Go to Mixamo. Upload a character. Select character file. Husband.fbx. Processing character. Fingers crossed. Cool. He's all loaded up. Gonna set his chin, wrists, elbows, knees, and groin. Next. I mean, we weren't even on politics at this point, but I agree. Steven has great content. I'm coming in at really funny parts of this conversation. I'm also trying to lock in because I feel like sometimes just not knowing how other people's setup, like other people's assets, can integrate into my project end up being the biggest fucking time sinks. Okay, great. I got the rig going, and I'm just gonna download it as is. Whatever, with like, do we have like a knocking? No way. Mixamo doesn't have a knock animation. What does this look like? Shouting? Is there anybody just shaking their fist? Oh, here we go. I know you guys can't see this. I swear to God, I'm almost fucking done with this part. Cool. I basically found one that's like knocking. Brilliant. Looks just like knocking. Okay, downloading it as an FBX for Unity. Download. Okay, so this will give me the humanoid thing, and then I could use this as the basis, and then I could use all the other animation files that I've already downloaded, and then we'll be good. Animations, husband. Or actually, yeah, it's just in the husband one. Save. Okay, cross your fingers. Does the husband have a bulge? Yeah. I kind of noticed that too. You seen Cabin in the Woods, right? Yes, I've seen Cabin in the Woods. I was making reference to that. A husband's bulge. I don't remember that part. Great movie. Parodies all horror tropes in a very meta-analytical way. Yeah. That was a weird one. It took me a long time. I went many, many years without knowing what the twist was. I'm shaking something, just not my fist. All right. Just having a good old stream wank. I'm gonna delete. Let's actually just go to the husband prefab and have faith that the new one will fit right in. I'm gonna delete all this other shit. Okay. He's there. Okay. 6. Oh, but. Prefab. Unpack completely. Just take these out. Do this. feel like I'm so fucking close. I just have to change the avatar, right? Oh, no. I forgot. I didn't change the rig to humanoid. Okay, apply. Get rid of this. Put it in here. Unpack it. Put these there, this there, that there. Duplicate that. Put this here. Boom. And boom. Please work. Got it. Whoo! Okay. With a skosh of an offset. Okay. So now that means I can also take the shaking fist and put it in my husband animator. something that sounds really funny to me. Okay, let's see this guy knock on a door. That's running. There we go. How's that? That's actually not bad, eh? For knocking on a door. He's really doing this, but it's hard to tell. It could read as this. He's doing this. Isn't that like a really funny difference? This is why I'm gonna beat you up, I'll get my revenge one day. And then you twist the wrist, and it's like, hello? Anybody there? And then it's this, and it's like, come on, man, finish. Alright. No, don't say wank, we don't want you banned here too. I'm so tired of mainstream gaming industry, this is why I'm here. Oh, good. Yes, that is my crowd. Games that will have a hard time selling. AKA games that have a hard time selling. All right, our husbando now can get his materials sorted. Male 2, right? Or is that's male 1? Wait, what the fuck? Oh, male 1. Is male 1 texture? Ah, I see. So this isn't supposed to be his... Fuck it, whatever. We're good. He's kind of clipping through the ground a little bit. It's a little annoying to me. Select the run. Root transformation. Offset. -0.1. Now let's see. Does this look better? There we go. His feet were sinking into the ground before. Okay, and his knocking. Okay, his feet are okay. Good. Husband's looking okay. Let's place him outside. Okay. He's like right here when he knocks. Let me see, does his knock a little bit forward, like right there. So this is him knocking. Okay. So the husband has a sequence that he goes through where he's at this door and he will basically, there's a lot of things he goes through, but I think fundamentally it's about him being at this door and entering if the door opens, if the door unlocks. Show. Fuck selling, let's make art. I mean, I'm trying to have my cake and eat it too. You know what I'm saying? Told you, Steven, I'll be your hype beast. I appreciate that. I hope you you find that the end product of this horror game is enough to tell the world about. I hope all of you do, even if it's not y'all's bag. I'm gonna hide enough interesting things in here, or I hope they're interesting. I'm gonna hide enough things in here that I hope you guys find it interesting and tell all your friends. And would be happy with some very modest price tag. I figure like a few bucks, right? Like I feel like I'm not sure how. We'll see what the end product is, but I think you start a game like this, especially for how small it's gonna be, like 10 days from now, or a week from now, for just a few bucks. And then if I add things, I can always raise the price later. I think Lethal Company was like $4 when it came out, $4 or $5, right? It wasn't always 10, I don't think. I may be mistaken. But then Zeekerss just cranked out content for that shit. Hire me for 0.01% and I'll do some Kotaku marketing. What's Kotaku marketing? Do you write for Kotaku or something? You're Mr. Beast. White savior complex. All right. Okay. Let me just look over my to-do list and let me close Mixamo. We don't need anything else, right? Okay. Netcode. That is a major factor. Yep. I know. That's why I have currently hired a friend to continue production on a multiplayer. So I have a co-op PvE game in the works. Having a PvE co-op horror game is one of the best like marketing things you could do. So I found that nice Venn diagram of that and what would I want to make. And I've been trying to get that going. And I think it's in a good place. We have to do playtesting soon. I'll let you all know here on YouTube, by the way, when it's in like a good enough place to do like beta testing. I really want to have that shit out by the beginning of next year. So this game, that co-op game I just mentioned, and I think one other game on New Year's Eve I'm going to launch. A lot of small games. Yeah, Netcode, making multiplayer games is big if you're trying to make a living doing this. I have listened to Purple Cow by Seth Godin and The Linchpin and all his other writings about being indispensable. It's about marketing unique products. Yes. Very familiar with him. Horror and co-op is the way to go. PM and multi is not there. PM and multi is not there. It totally is. You have to use Joel's Fusion Fusion integration. It's amazing. Using Fusion is fucking awesome. Yeah, you can get to really, really crazy low latencies. Fusion is expensive. So I think it might have been you. There's a few other people that are talking about some options. It really does come down to like if you're looking for like a long-term game as a service kind of thing, like you're going to be spending money anyway. The margins aren't that much different. The difference in those margins between like spending money on whatever type of like servers, even down to like running your own server, right? It becomes pretty insignificant. The pricing models for all of what do you call it? Exit Games stuff. Those pricing models, I feel like they're pretty reasonable. And it's not even really about being reasonable. It's about like literally just the sustainability of, those prices versus running your own server or, anybody else's servers. Yeah. It's about getting your stuff seen to the obsessed people in the inner circles. Yeah. God, gotta get people obsessed with this shit. Pun 2 takes the prices for Phasmo versus Netcode. Yeah, it depends on kind of like where you want the game to go, right? Like what your expectations are. You can always change those things too, especially if your game gets really, really big or something. Yeah. So the husband. Okay, got my to-do list out. Pick a character model for husband. Check. Make husband prefab. Check. Cloth sim with witch hair. Let's do it. I'll open up Blender for that. Or I'll close this Blender. Save changes. Nah. And then open up Blender. Okay, delete all this shit and all. Is Blender on? Can you guys see Blender? Oh, bro, the reason I think it was closed before was because transform fit to screen. There we go. Before it wasn't showing because I just had it scaled funky. Okay, you guys should be able to see all of that now, or at least except for the part where my face is blocking. Okay, all I'm really doing here is making a plane, rotating it on Y 90 degrees and changing options, correct face attributes, scale Z, like that. So imagine that is all hair that hangs. And then saving this in my original models folder and call this witch hair dot blend. Save. And then I'm gonna go to Unsplash and try not to get banned. I'll search long gray hair. Okay, good starts, good starts. Good. I can work with this, can do some photoshopping. I know you guys can't see, just give me a second to download some shit. This might even be good. Let me just get like a couple more. Or if I search long hair, period. Okay. You don't see the default cube? I deleted the default cube. There's no spoon. Gonna head to sleep. Gotta be at work in 6 hours. Love the good stream and convos from everyone. Right back at you. Glad to have you here. And please get some very good rest if you're heading to work in only 6 hours. Because goddamn, that's pushing it. That's right at the edge of enough sleep. Good night, my dude. Speaking of, what time is it for me? 10, it's 11? Okay, cool. I have a meeting on Friday morning that I would like to make. But I haven't been, but it's at 7:30 a.m. and I told, it was Alina actually. I was supposed to have a meeting with Alina at 7:30 a.m. Okay, none of these pictures are really, I'll just bring in the ones I have. Photoshop. Oh, I definitely need to turn some layers off in Photoshop before I get banned on YouTube now too. I think even the thumbnail for this file has old lady titties in it. It does. Do you guys see this? Oh. Fuck! No! Don't ban me, YouTube. I don't need this right now. Don't ban. That was an accident. I thought that OBS didn't have. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna turn off Photoshop God, don't fucking ban me from YouTube. Hey, you know what? Premature or preemptive. I think I like premature better. Premature. Good night, everybody. Premature good night from me if that ends up getting flagged. Okay, so turn that off. Layers. Boom. Another layer. Save. And then turn Photoshop back on. Okay, great. And then transform. Fit to screen. 7 a.m. here. Hot damn. I was out at a live gig, came home, spoke to my boys, and now I'm here. God damn. Damn, you're pushing it. That makes me want to drink and smoke more. I don't think I'm going to go ham on Halloween, but boy, do I want to. Reported for nudity. You push it, yeah, that's pushing it for sure, absolutely. All right, let's bring in these pictures here. I think this one, copy image, paste, and let's resize it. You guys can see this, right? I feel like getting it right there is good. And then I'm gonna select all this hair. And invert the selection and do a content aware fill. Okay. It's a little strange. Clean up some of these edges. Get rid of some of this yellow area. Oh, I guess I could just take it and image adjustments, hue and saturation, turn the saturation all the way down. Okay. Right, and then maybe take the stamp tool, just so I can get some of these weaves more in here. Merge these layers, go like this, right? Just so there's more of this like weaviness, whatever you want to call it. Okay, that's fine for now. I'll do Control-Shift-Alt-W, saving this as a PNG. Don't look at that shit, change just in case. Okay, which hair? Save, go to Blender, make a new material, call it witch hair. Witch hair. Bro, you should see my Halloween costume this year. I'm going as Cyber Death. What the hell is Cyber Death? Is that like the Grim Reaper but like a robot? He's using AI, arrest him. Okay. Image texture, open. Huh. Fuck it. Okay. Cube project. Let's go to UV editing. Yeah, I guess that's it then. But okay, so there is a little thing that needs to be adjusted here. The hair. Oh, you guys weren't even seeing that the whole time, because I have to. What's frustrating about using the window capture thing is I can't really Alt Tab back and forth. I have to minimize windows in order for you guys to see the window I'm currently working on. You didn't miss much. I just did some UV mapping. So I think I'm going to get this lasso tool and I'm going to cut out the shape of the hair. So I have to imagine it sort of being wrapped around, what is it? It's like right here. I think the shape is something like this. And I'm even going to put in these very just impression driven, like, there we go. Copy, paste. I'm just going to turn that off. Make these both a thing called witch hair, just so I have options later. And this is a little too, oops. Okay. So let's use that. Wait a minute. Yeah, that is right. Export, witch hair, yes. All right, so now I'll minimize this so you can see Blender. And then I'll update the material. I'll pop it in the Discord later to freak you out, please. Yeah, I love watching other people work. It teaches me so much. Great way to learn. Great way to learn is watching other people. Can't recommend it enough. Oh shit, this is a bit wide, isn't it? Can't scale it because then it repeats, but then I could adjust the size. Okay, that works. All right, let's do this. Edge cut it right there. Edge cut it right there. Boom, boom, delete faces, take this boy. Call this witch hair. Now I believe, let me see if I can wing it. Let me see if I can minimize this. Does it show us Unity now? Okay. Bring our witch outside. And then we want to put this on her head. So my original models, witch hair. Let's actually go to materials, extract materials, put it in there. Boom. Now we bring it in. We wrote, oops. Okay, super big. Let's scale it down. Change options. Wait, what am I looking at? This one? Where is that shit? Options? Oh, here we go. Then scale it down. Save. And we'll kind of just adjust this. Oh, son of a bitch. I forgot we don't have double-sided shaders. How the fuck are you supposed to... Window, let's see, we're gonna go to Package Manager. Double, search double. Free double-sided shaders. Download. Import. Don't want the demo. Don't want the HDRI. Don't want the scripts. Don't want the UI. Just give me the shaders. Don't want the demo scenes from that. Brilliant. Import. Syconia Studio. Okay, closing that. Gonna take Syconia Studio and put it in this folder. And then take my, where'd it go? Hair model and use Syconia Studio, CS Standard, built-in, light, standard, Jesus Christ, cutout. Wait a minute. It is transparent, so it should be. It's double-sided now, but it's opaque. I need it to, oh, mask, enable. Use base color alpha. Cutout properties. There we go. Why is it, oh, does this need to go to black? Why does it have that effect? Okay. There we go. Turn off all the specular stuff. Great. Okay. So now I can scooch this to my witch, and that's kind of getting close. I think maybe scaling it a little bit. Oh shit, I don't know if you guys were even able to see any of that. Fuck, I hate this. So, I'm sorry, I keep not seeing when. I was in Unity for a minute, sorry. So I'm just going to scale this a little bit smaller. Like that. Okay. Sorry, I'll pay attention to see if this is actually going to Unity. Aha, that's right. I need to minimize this. Good. All right. So I have the double-sided shader in now. And the hair is, let's just say it's basically where I want it. Okay, let's raise this up. Okay, and then we'll take witch hair and give it a cloth, I think. Edit cloth constraints, edit. I have to watch a quick tutorial. YouTube, Unity, cloth. Any of you guys know how to do this shit? You got any hot tips on how to? What is this rash? Cloth physics. Here we go.
When we play, we can see that because our cloth has gravity in it.
Sorry. Currently trying to sort out my own PC issues. Gotcha. Hang on. Okay, click on that thing, right? Add constraints. That's what that button is, right? Edit cloth constraints. Okay. Select these ones. Okay.
With the cloth constraint tool open, we can drag and select points on the meshed constraint. We can drag to select over a number of vertices uniformly, or select the paint tool and paint along the vertices we wish to constrain.
Okay, I've selected them.
Maximum distance accordingly.
Okay.
Finally, we just assign calculate our character onto our cloth component for it to be considered when calculating collision physics.
But how do I pin this shit to my character?
Now, if we play our scene, we can see that as our character walks through our mesh, it interacts and moves realistically.
Is that not how it works? I might have to learn a little bit more about this off stream. I've never had to do this actually. Pinning it. What happens when I press play? Okay, that just falls. So does that consider those as constrained now? Unconstrained? Oh. If it's black. Okay. Okay, I'm not going to do this on stream then. I'm going to spend some time off stream figuring this out. So I could skip this, but let's see. Let me close this. Close. Well, leave this open just in case we need to do some other shit. All right. I guess I could start putting in some sound effects and progression stuff with the husband actually knocking at the door and being like, let me in, and all that stuff. Okay. Let me just go over this. It says, you're at home, sleep in bed, wake up, and your baby's crying, and your husband is knocking at the door and shouting. You can pick up your baby and calm it down. You can open the door for your husband. Okay. Oh, and there's some time-based things with the husband, like waiting at the door. Okay, let's do that. Let's actually set up this husband. So I'm going to say that the witch and the witch hair, I'm going to move out of the way, just kind of out of sight, out of mind. And the husband, I'm going his prefab. So this is what's tricky, is that, like, I'm not really sure how to organize all of this, like, all of this progression shit. I guess, do I actually put it in the same in this one? It might actually go here. It's like it's in I'm thinking of this as in terms of days, because there's like days that you go by. But it can also be kind of how my notes documents are written, for all the notes I've written for the progression stuff. It's kind of like in little chapters. I feel like story progression is more accurately described as like, no, I can't even call it like main campaign progression or anything. Does it make sense? So what am I trying to do? I'm trying to make it so that the husband starts here and that he has a timer that as he knocks at the door, he is taking note of how long it takes for you to answer the door. Spoilers, this is like a thing, right? So if you open it right away, he has a different reaction. So that means it's an FSM with a timer that's running, and as each sort of checkpoint in time is hit, there is a Lua value that's set. There's several ways I could do that. I can either make a state machine that goes to separate states that says, waited 5 seconds, and then next to the second state is waited 1 minute, then the third state is like waited 2 minutes or whatever. It's like I can make it multiple states, or I could just make it based off of it just counting and counting and counting in one state, and then once you open the door, it takes note of what that number, how high it counted to, and then it sends that to Lua, and then Lua, the conversation, right? And I'm actually saying this incorrectly. It's not Lua. It's just the dialogue systems variables. So it sends it to the Pixel Crushers variables that says, hey, you waited 115 seconds before opening the door. So when the dialogue starts, it can use its own conditions to change what the dialogue does. But that is just for dialogue. BRB, you gotta do PC shit. For sure. So, if it does just do dialogue things, that's fine. But then I can't have him do non-dialogue things. For example, if you wait long enough, he is supposed to just kick the door down. So dialogue system never runs at this point, right? Because no dialogue is being said. He takes action. So I guess it could be both. He waits for you to open the door, and then it actually sends that information to the dialogue system. But simultaneously, if it waits long enough and the door never opens, there is also just a check for like, okay, well, do I take action? And so now I'm distinctly saying there are variables that are being sent to the dialogue system versus only the NPC AI has to care about this, like in an FSM. Does that line up with everything in my notes here? He makes a comment. Okay. Because he also takes note as to whether or not you've settled the child. It's such an interesting question. I'm back. He's back, baby. I don't know whether I should be putting these timers and checks in the husband prefab. I guess that makes sense, right? It's his mind. It's what he cares about. Object-oriented programming. Only make the things care about themselves. I think that makes sense. I think putting it in story progression in some game manager FSM is sloppy. I think that's probably sloppy. The question is just, where do I put this logic that keeps track of what the husband is perceiving? I guess the obvious answer is just put it on him. I wish I could VC. Venture capital. Virtual control. Voice chat. Okay, I'm gonna put it on him. husband. We'll go in here. And I think I'm just going to give him a new empty game object, and I'll call this like... I don't know. I'll just call it the brain. Add component, FSM. Okay. I don't even know what to fucking call this FSM. Voice chat. Oh, I see. No, we do not allow such things in these places. Do you do voice chats on your Discord? Yeah, there's isn't there one? Am I tripping? There's like a one I used to share music on. There is a general voice channel. Yeah, I'm never really there. But if anybody ever like has, problems that I can help them with, I end up usually just doing a direct message or like a phone call, like a direct phone call. I think we have like a little... Yeah, we actually never really use that. Not much I would want to use it for. I have many voices. Frank Reynolds, how's it going? He's back. I just need to drink this. You let me drink normal water. I'm getting fucking burnt. Okay. In this FSM, bro is knocking at door. Do a float add. Float variable. Time waiting at. Wait. Time knocking at door. Add 1 every second. And then what's the check? The check is the door open? Do I just do a fucking raycast? I'm just gonna do Occam's razor on this thing. It's just like the simplest answer is just make a raycast. Right? Or, dude, don't even do a raycast. Do a... Wait, yeah. I feel like this is even simpler. FSM bool test of new variable, home front, or just home door. Make it an input variable. Okay. Then we'll say door is open. That's the thing we're checking. And if it's true, we do next. I hate when the transitions don't add. Might have to restart Unity. Okay. How you doing, Frank? It feels invasive if I would just randomly call you. Oh, you don't have to randomly call me if you need help with something. Come through the Discord. That's the one thing. Is like if you ever need help with something, definitely ask it in the Unity help channel. Just so the question could be there publicly for anybody else in the future if they come across the same problem. And then if we find out that it requires like a phone call, I usually do a video call with people and I'll help them debug it. And then if I do solve the problem, which basically I have like 100% of the time, I'll tell you to go share in the channel again, like just do a little text post of what the solution was, just so people in the future can also have, yeah, the help. Occam's razor is always the best. Frank, you got any of that wolf cola? Wolf cola. Sold it to Boca Haram. What is going on here? Is wolf cola, is that a It's Always Sunny thing? Big sad. I don't have a problem. I just want to talk to you. Right. Well, we are talking. And you can always send me a DM. I don't mind getting DMs. Old folks in Florida love it. Buy it by the case. Okay. Knocking at door. Has that. Okay, cool. Let me just, let's say, animator play. Okay. We'll say husband root. This is the one with the animator, right? Yep. And so when he starts, his animator is going to play Shake Fist. This isn't going to be called Shake Fist. We'll call this Knock. Okay. And we'll make sure it's looping. Loop. Save. It's also not going to be run in animations. We need an idle. Or walk as well. We'll do walk. That does loop. Okay, that's all fine. Right now I'm trying to get fight milk going. Fight milk. Okay, I'll pester you. Please pester away. Get ready for a fangirl. By all means. I can hear Dennis in my head saying, I am a golden god. Just use Dennis System, Steven. Or Sind. Right. Steven, I found one of my design docs today, and it really made my day. Remember a long time ago when I pitched the idea for a Golden Girls team show? I do remember that. Totally bananas idea. I have walk, knock, and run. By default, he should also just go to idle. There's no just standing, huh? Looking around, happy idle, angry, agony. Where is... What do these look like? This is sad idle, apparently. Oh, it's the one where they kind of kick. What about happy idle? What about angry? Okay, angry's chill. This is fine. This is like an okay one. Does it go out of control? No. Okay, he just kind of folds his arms and harumphs. Duplicate. We'll call this idle. Oh. Idle. Angry. Okay, and we'll set as the default state. Okay. So our boy is going to play the knock animation. What I really need is to take a shower and sleep, but I'm having too much fun here. Oh, good. Don't you love those days? What is that? There's that Tim Robinson bit where it's like I used to be a piece of shit. And he talks about slick back hair, sloppy steaks, and the last part of that little bit is like going to the beach and like nights that never end kind of shit. Which like it's such a like it's like a douchey bit, but like also it does kind of touch on something true, right? There's something nice about being up late. you're in a different headspace. Like even right now, it's not terribly late, but I've drank and smoked enough, have been working enough, and like have had enough variety throughout my day that like, and also because like being home alone, yeah, it puts you in an interesting headspace, um, and I feel like the later you go, the crazier that gets. I can sleep when I'm dead. Exactly. I could be your Charlie. Wild card. Same. Let's play Nightcrawlers. What's Nightcrawlers? Well, it's what it sounds like. What it sounds like is that you guys dress up like worms and wiggle around in the night. It's so good. If you're tired, just eat some cat food. I love being up late. Everyone is asleep IRL, but all my American friends are awake. That's also a fun place to be in. Like, the homie Lewis is in Portugal. So he's the up late. He's actually, I feel like he's on all the time. I feel like that dude doesn't sleep. He just put out Corpus Edax. That game was made entirely with Playmaker. You should go check it out. Big release, big deal. Everyone is asleep. Okay, I'm always up for Nightcrawlers, Charlie. There are some touching moments in It's Always Sunny. I get really choked up when there's even if it's like a bit and it's like really funny too. I will first react emotionally, like I mean sort of like in like a tug at my heartstrings kind of way whenever Frank and Charlie have a moment. Like there's an episode where like I forget what it was. I think Charlie and Frank are beefing, and then the end of the episode, obviously they rekindle, and the first thing that Frank exclaims whenever the rekindling scene happens is something along the lines of like, "Yes, I do, Charlie," or like, "Yeah, let's do it, Charlie." Or there's some enthusiasm sort of like suffixed by Charlie with an exclamation mark and with like a lot of like heart in it. And it's just such this like, it's just so tender and it's so sweet for both of them being so totally disgusting, and for Frank being like a piece of shit in so many ways. For both of them being pieces of shit in their own ways, it's also just such a sweet scene to. I don't know. It's just a really. I love moments between Frank and Charlie. I love getting choked up, especially just because Danny DeVito's an amazing actor. Danny DeVito's my spirit animal. Oh yeah. There's definitely I feel like a little bit of that too. Charlie's mine, but also Frank. Fighter of the night, man. Okay. I just want to see this fucking husband enter the house when I open the door. That's what I want to see. So we're knocking. He's counting the time. When the door's open, he should stop knocking. So I'm going to copy this in here. Enter home. Right. Oops. And in fact, I'm going to get rid of this next. And I'm going to say float compare. If you, he'll wait 15 seconds. Oh, no, sorry. The time knocking at door will be compared to 15 seconds. And it's checking every frame. If it's equal or greater than, okay, we're gonna call this kick down question mark. If it's equal, we'll say yes. If it's greater than, we say yes. And this state will be kick door down. And then if not, if it's less than, then it's no. And we just enter home. Right. And then this goes here. I feel like that's how you do it. Okay. BRB huffing turpentine. Brilliant. My wife and I quote that show all the time. That's a beautiful relationship. That's a keeper right there. Sounds like a keeper. Yes, we're on the same page. That and Trailer Park Boys. We're classy people. Uh-huh. um. Okay. So when he gets here, he goes into walk mode. And honestly, let's just have him move forward in Z space. For like a forever, whatever. He'll just move infinitely forward. We'll just know that this works, and then I can set a destination later. Okay. Let's give it a test. Let's see if our husband waits at the door until we open it. It does require us, first of all, to go to the door and go to door, and in here set bool value is open to true, and then right here it gets set to closed, which is, it sets to false, which is okay, which is its default state, which is fine. Okay, so we're gonna look at husband's brain FSM, and we're gonna hit play, and I'm not gonna have audio on. Cross your fingers, y'all. My daughters think we're insane. They're gonna learn one day. Okay, I guess we need to play these side by side. Oh, this piece of shit's already walking. You fucking garbage. Oh, look at his FSM. Oh, I never placed the door, that's why. Okay. Just manually doing things. Just manually doing things. What the fuck? Door. Wait, time knocking at door. If it's equal to or greater than 15, then it's yes. It never got there. Oh. This should not have a no. That logic should not exist. Okay, now let's play it. Dude has rickets. Okay, he's knocking. Okay. So far, so good. Knocking. And then open the door. And he walks. He's not... Okay, he got to the state. That's all that matters. Because this translate shit was... It should have been like that. And then the illusion would have maintained. Okay, great. We're not using translate, so it works. Wunderbar. Now, time is it? 11:37. It needs more calcium. Well, he rarely gets to drink his goat's milk. He just eats fucking bread and water all day. Okay. Okay. So he comes in. He also takes note of it. So I guess it's like he comes in and he immediately walks inside, closes the door behind him, and then starts a conversation with you. Okay, I can do this. Okay, so husband enters, closes door behind him, starts conversation. And then the conversation is a tiny bit more complex, but I'll get to that in a moment. So we'll have him just use the placeholder conversation, the old lady thing. So enter home is he'll take. I have a really cool action that I use in Memories of a Spy, I believe. Do I use it in there? I think I do. Let me go. GitHub, Memories of a Spy, assets. All it does, like you could do it with vanilla actions. It just gets the position of a thing and then gets a local offset of it. So it's really handy because basically you could just feed it a game object and then feed it some value like away from it in some direction, and then it spits out a vector 3 instead of having to kind of do that math all separately. So I'll go to Playmaker Actions and I'll bring in get world position with offset. So I'm going to copy that, go here, go to my custom actions, and show in Explorer, paste it, close this, come back. Sounds like the Irish, they only eat potatoes to survive. Only eat a bit of toe. It's 1:37. I'd go to bed, but I've got restless leg syndrome, so that's a no-go. You know what helps with restless leg syndrome? Because I feel like I have that shit way too crazy. Is running. Running and going for extraordinarily long walks. I got a treadmill. It's so bad I got a treadmill because sometimes I'll just wake up in the middle of the night, and it is like partly like just a physical exhaustion thing. But I've found that like if I can't sleep because I have restless legs, I will wake up in the middle of the night, grab this little remote. You hear that? Fire it up, and then crank that shit to 4 miles an hour. Does this show up? No, I'm not on screen, huh? Sometimes I put this by my desk, because it's a standing desk as well. And that'll also... That helps. Anyways, highly recommended for restless leg syndrome. That leg is playing Nightcrawlers, whether you like it or not. Alright, okay. Enter home. Okay, so we're going to do offset. Get world position with offset. We'll do that first. We'll get it from our husband root. Offset will be forward 3 units on the z-axis. Actually, 2 units. It's about 6 feet. 1.5. Store result as a new variable called destination v3, and then we will destination husband root, the destination v3, path pending event finished, add it, go here, enter home, close door behind, send event to game object FSM our home door, object, send event, interact event. Okay. So that should close the door. Later on, there's going to have to be a check for whether or not the door is open or closed, because I don't want him entering and then the player prematurely closing it and then him interacting with it, which means opening it again. You know what I mean? So he'll also do a check, but I'll do that shit later. Right now, we're just going to check. We're just going to kind of see the very basics of this unfold. So close door behind. And then he should turn and look at you. So smooth look at husband root. So in here also we're going to do a reset. Oh, hold on. Enter home. This needs to be in route. Okay. Get distance between husband root. Oh shit. Get distance XYZ is what I want. Between husband root and the destination v3. Distance remaining. And then we do a float compare so that the distance remaining is whatever, 0.1 at least. Okay. Checking every frame. And if it's equal or less than, we'll finish. Okay, so that means we're inside now. We can close the door behind us. And then in here, we look. Finish tolerance is 0.1, and this will also finish. Turn to look at wife, at player. Right, so we're saying that is going to look at, we'll do find game object in init, tagged player, store player. So it looks at us. Keep vertical, speed that right, 0.1 is fine, maybe 0.01, so it looks at us a little bit more dead on. And then here is where we start a conversation. Start conversation, and we'll call this one old lady. Great, let's just see if all this works. So bro should be knocking, and then enter when we open it. And then he'll walk. So when he does walk in, the door will close behind him, and then he'll look at us, and then a conversation will start. Cross your fingers. Honestly, I think it's revenge because earlier I slipped on the top step and fell down the stairs into the basement. Holy shit! I have small steps and big feet, which is a recipe for disaster. You know what they say about big feet, though. Am I right? Okay. Big shoes. Big shoes to fill. Is what they say. Okay, homie's knocking. Open the door. He enters. He looks at us and starts a conversation. Wahoo. Okay. Why aren't controls disabled? Oh, I'm manually disabling controls, huh? In the very beginning for that conversation. I need to make that a variable. Okay, hold on. In my to-do list, I'm going to put make a general disable controls event to send from the first node of every conversation. Okay, which is fine, and super easy. I'm just not going to do it right now, but I'm going to need to, because right now I can move around during this conversation, and I shouldn't be able to. Okay, so he does all the things. I think kind of, you start putting in a little bit of polish where you say that when he gets inside, um, that he plays his other animation, right? So in here, he'll play his idle angry. And then he turns and he looks at you, and then he starts the conversation. Start conversation. I'm a big dude, 6'2", 230 pounds. Probably looked like the boulder scene from Raiders of the Lost Ark. Probably looked like the boulder. Oh. Um, I was like, you like you're Indiana Jones. Like, is it like a fitness thing? But then it's like, okay, I think you're saying you're the boulder, right? Is that the gag, dude? I have a big old tummy now. I'm not a big fan. I need to lose some weight. I put in a lot of weight in the last year. This is actually the heaviest I've been. I feel like every year I reach the heaviest I've been, and I shrink back down, and then I get the heaviest I've been. But I also got I got that treadmill, and I also got weights, and this has been one of the longest consistent periods of weightlifting that I've done. And I think I owe it to not having to go to the gym, because literally the weights are just right there, and it's like, it's not like fun, but it's like I am kind of drawn to it. Like, kind of, if I'm just sitting there, it's nice to just like pick up some weights. And I just go to failure once every other day. Okay, so start this conversation. I was gonna wait, but now I think I really do just have to skip straight to it. Events. Yeah, I think let me see, game manager, dialogue events. This one sends a unique event. Dialogue sequences, dialogue basic events. I think what I need to do is make a dialogue space start conversation. And essentially all this does is it kind of sets up the controls to be, whatever the opposite of it. It would have to do its own checks, but basically it would send events, broadcast all. Is that what this does? Yeah, they do broadcast all. And it does controls. Wait, what? Oh, disable. Okay. Controls. Disable interact. And controls. Disable look and move. All right, so dialogue space start conversation. So I can take this, copy this, go to my old lady test dialogue, and the start. In most cases, you should leave this entry alone and begin your conversation with its child entries. I understand edit anyway. Okay, we're gonna do paste. Oh, scene independent, add scene event, paste. And we're gonna do, what the hell did I say it was? Dialogue start conversation. Dialogue space start conversation. Okay. And this one ends it, right? Oh, it doesn't. It just says story continue. I think it's going to depend on which conversations, because I'm using these things as placeholder right now, so nothing's totally how it's going to be. But I at least have all the options available to me, and then as I actually plan out, okay, at the end of this conversation, do I give controls back to the player, or is there like a sequence that has to happen? Okay, gonna give it a test spin. I was the builder. I built like a brick shit house. I was asking ChatGPT for a list of words that would describe like toilets, outhouses, and stuff like that. And I guess one of the most common ones was a privy. All right, test. Here we go. Opening door, walks in, looks at me, closes the door. I still have controls though. Oh, because I'm targeting the wrong FSM. Can I copy property paths? Can I like take copy? I can't do that, right? No. There has to be a better way. Runtime only. What the fuck? Okay. I hate that this has to be the option every single time. I get so lazy at the idea of add tab, inspector. Okay, bring it out here. Lock this one, select this. Drag this in there, boom. No function. I guess I just changed the function, huh? Phil had a plugin that renamed all your FSMs, whatever the name of the FSM, renamed the component names, whatever the names of your FSM was, which is sick, and I should probably get that if I'm going to be doing all this event shit. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's number 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3. It's this one. Send event. Okay. Please work. Give it a spin. Okay. Let him in. Great. Disables my controls. Up your ass. And then that one just makes story continue, which is why I don't have controls still. That's fine. Okay. Okay. That's a pretty good place. That's a pretty good place to have things. This is a lot of the basics that I'm implementing now. I knew at the very least I can get to the end of this night with this sort of like basic opening sequence. I think now that I understand how that works, tomorrow what I'll do is, what's tomorrow? Thursday? What time is it right now? 11:57. Yeah, I think I'm gonna hop off in a little bit. Tomorrow I am going to implement as much of this script as I can. So I have to write some stuff and I have to do a bunch of programming for like the choices. I don't want to do those things on stream. I still want to keep some of this a little secret sauce. Or Easter eggs rather, spoiler alert stuff. And then I'll hop on stream, hopefully with a nice little to-do list of things that mechanically need working. Perhaps even sorting out the witch's hair stuff. If I watch some YouTube tutorials before that, maybe I could sort it out on stream afterwards. Yeah, I think that's the jam. Your computer sounds like a 747 ready to taxi. Yeah, it did kind of pop off right now, huh? It's funny. It's just my little it's my laptop. I don't think I'm ever gonna build a PC ever again. Which is crazy. I think we're finally at that point where it just makes more sense for me to get a laptop. Laptops finally kick like a lot of ass for like a good price and are stable and don't look like spaceships designed by nerdy 12-year-olds. Okay. Do I do anything else? Is there anything else left on stream that I should do? Go over the to-do list one more time. Okay. One last thing for good measure. Excuse me. The hair. He waits 2 seconds. And he should not. What he should do is ask the question, too far? Question mark. And if the answer is yes, then he goes and chases the player again. And so in this state, we do get distance between the owner and the player. Store the result as distance from, well, we could do that, we could just put remaining distance. I don't think that's gonna be too big of a deal. And then you do float compare. And you say, yo, is that shit like, how many units did I say? Remaining distance is 1. Is it greater than, let's say, 3 units away? If the answer is yes, then he goes and chases. So he'll get about a unit away from you when he goes to you. And then you can move within a 2-unit radius around without him following you again. Let's see how that looks. And let's maximize this. And press play. Tomorrow I'm going to fire up Unity, sit my ass down, and really make an attempt at learning Playmaker. Dude, watch my core concepts tutorials. Watch the core concepts tutorials. They're so good. I worked really hard to make it, like... Oh, no, no, no! I don't want this conversation! I don't want this conversation! How did I get out of that conversation? I don't know how I got out of that. Okay. So here's how the rabbit works. Oh, fuck. Oh, I know how I got out of it. He was trying to be 0.1 units away from, you know, our direct, like, his rotation, like, lining up looking at me. Okay, hold on. Let me not let my husband into the house and test this. Have a great night, bud. Thank you. You too, you too. Get some good rest. I'm gonna skip the husband. Oh, you know what's crazy? I think the husband, he eventually kicks the door down, right? So we're gonna see that guy going anyway. Alright, but look, I can walk around this rabbit and he's fine. But then if I get far enough, then he'll... See that? Our husband kicked the door down. Okay, rabbit works. That was the cherry on top. I think it's a good place to leave it. Oh, random strings for random animations. I think I used random set play animation. But cool to see so many ways to program the same thing. Yeah, that's like... are you using an animator, though? Because play animation... Am I tripping? Oh, play random animation, I guess, would make sense if I was only using the animation component, but I don't ever use the animation component. I kind of put animators on everything when I can. Like, when I can get away with an animation component, I guess. Like, I feel like, what can you do that with? There's probably some things you could do that with. Probably a lot of things you could do that with. But I tend not to. I feel like the animator is a little safer of a component to play with. And since the animator uses strings to call states, that's what I ended up using. And I actually don't think I've ever used that method before. It just kind of worked out because that's what my little bunny rabbit was set up like. Animator, yeah, I don't remember the Playmaker action right now. Oh, yeah, I mean, now you have another tool in your pocket. Okay. Gonna close Photoshop. Got my witch hair. Save it. Sure. Just so titties don't pop up on screen next time. Close these windows. Close. What else? I think that's it. Okay. Cam only. All right, everybody. Thanks to everyone who swung by. I hope you had a good time. I hope you all enjoyed yourself hanging out. Hope you maybe learned something. I will be back tomorrow. As I said, I'm going to try to get some shit done in the morning. I am intentionally not streaming everything because I want you guys to be surprised by all the little things that I'm hiding in the game. But I will pop back on as soon as I can, as soon as I feel like I've hit a good point. I won't be working nearly as slow as I was tonight because tonight I was fucking drinking and getting high. Probably gonna drink or I'll at least get high. I smoke like the tiniest amount. I don't even feel high necessarily. I get out of my own way. Yeah, tomorrow I think the streams may be a little bit more fruitful, like the previous night. I guess we got a lot done today too. I might just need to stop beating myself up. I think I just got a little chatty towards the end, is what I'm trying to say. Which I don't mind. I do enjoy seeing y'all. But yeah, got to get a lot of work done tomorrow if I'm gonna try to make this deadline. I do want to pack this game up nice and tight with lots of replayability before lunch. So, anyways, thanks everybody swung by, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Ring your bell, YouTube, and all that shit. Subscribe to the Discord, get your notifications, blah blah blah. Okay, everybody. Good night. The Laker Mouse says good night. Good night, good night, good night, good night. Sorry, I'm just watching the hearts go up. Okay.